So, second thing then is to move on to style. People frequently say to me, can I wear that big piece of jewellery? Is it the right size for me? I think jewellery needs to be seen, preferably from across the room, okay? So anybody buying diamonds, buy the bigger ones. True, isn't it? Elizabeth Taylor said, big girls need big diamonds. And small girls can have big diamonds as well. So, what do we need to do? You know, what goes on around the neckline is really, really important, because that, when we're talking about styling, is the area of attention where we want the focus generally. When we want people to meet us, apart from saying, I love your shoes, we then want them to forget about the shoes and focus up here, because all the information and everything comes out here. And it's by pulling the attention to the top of the body is what makes a person look taller, leaner and meaner, or deflects from a pregnancy bump. See, my model's pregnant, so it's even better, isn't it? Yeah, it's good. So that works to get the attention up here. So the things we have to consider are frame size and scale. And we then have to think about what is going on around the neckline. So we have to think about width of shoulder, size of bust, length of neck, and what it is that you want to achieve with this. Frame size is always done on the wrist, okay? So your frame size is always measured on the wrist. But what's more relevant is the width of your shoulders and the width of your cheekbones, because if you're wearing a necklace, you can have a person with a very small frame but big shoulders. If they've got wide shoulders and wide cheekbones, that person is going to look better in a bigger piece of jewellery. No question about it. Whereas if you've got somebody with a bigger frame but they have got narrow shoulders and a small face, they might look better in a smaller piece of jewellery. However, I do think that most people are not bold enough, so I'm always encouraging them to be a bit bolder and make a bigger splash and use colour and use size to do that. So Rachel is a brilliant model for this because she has a nice length of neck, so it's not too long and it's not too short, so it's really easy to see things working and see the demonstrations working with Rachel. She's got a nice bust, but it's not too big and it's not too small, so we can actually see things going on. I'm so sorry, I'm talking about you so personally here. So, okay. The neck, I feel, should look delicate. Whatever the size the rest of us is, I feel the neck should look delicate, like the stalk of a flower extending. And so we aim to make the most of that area. So first thing to consider then, if you want to create a nice long neck, do not have a necklace that's too short. So we can let's use a necklace that's nice and long to demonstrate this, because you can see very easily with this one all the different lengths. All right, so if we want to make the neck look longer, what we need to do, I hope I'm not hurting you here, is not to keep the necklace too short. If I make the necklace really short, that can shorten the neck, okay? Now, not on everybody, because actually if your neck is longer than you'd like it to be, then wearing a short necklace or wearing a collar style necklace, quite a chunky one, will actually make it look a bit more in proportion. It's only a matter of proportion. Coco Chanel said, fashion is like architecture, it's a matter of proportion. She was entirely right. So see what happens as we put the necklace down the body a bit. And we're creating a nice corridor around the neck to extend the neck. Now, if you have a fuller bust, you are going to need generally to wear lower necklines. So if that is you, then you will also need to make sure that the necklace, the length of your necklace, echoes that lower neckline, because if you have a low neckline and you want to wear a short necklace, you've got to have perfect shoulders and a really small, neat bust and quite a long neck. That's a big ask, isn't it, to get all that in one package? And if that's not you, then don't do that. Keep the necklace a bit lower and it's going to look nice. It does not have to be a row like this. It could be a pendant, but it mustn't be too short. So it could be something like this. I'm going to get that gorgeous aquamarine one and show you. I love this. So we could have something like that, which would work equally well because it's not cutting the neck. And this is also a nice big size. I love this because it's a nice big size and it actually takes up space. So I think that that works really well to create a good look. While we're on the subject of that, let me just show you what happens if you choose something that's too small as compared to something that's the right size or something that's going to give you more impact. So this is very beautiful. I told you everything would be messy on here. Right then. So again, I'm going to do this with the same colour so it doesn't confuse anything. So we have this lovely peridot gold, and we're putting it there. That's a beautiful colour, isn't it? So we've got the gold, and somebody was asking me earlier, you know, what about gold versus silver? Answer is simple. If you have warmer skin tones, the gold will be your natural choice, the yellow gold or even a rose gold. If you have cooler skin tone, then you might want to think about a white metal. But there are other ways of doing this. Sometimes it's determined by the clothes you're wearing. Bear in mind then, one row, okay? Looks okay, doesn't it? But if we take that away and then whip this on, and you can see, sorry, crunk, that actually having a bit more fills in the space and just looks really lovely. Now then, Rachel doesn't have a big bone structure, she doesn't have a large frame, but I think the larger piece looks better. It looks more significant, it makes more of a statement, it's really nice and elegant. Layering up smaller pieces can give you the same result. So if you don't have a large piece at home and you feel, oh, I'd like to make more of an impact here, layer them up. That's a lot of fun.